The, my name is Than Tun Win. I'm from Myanmar. So in Myanmar, some people call me Sabeng Uu. It means the bicycle uncle. So my part-time job is a center clause for bicycle right now. So I give bicycles. And my full-time job, I run one of Myanmar's most active internet companies. We cover online travel, food delivery, and fintech. It's a great honor for me to be here in Shanghai to share a bit about our latest social innovation. How do we turn first world problem into third world opportunities? By reusing and redistributing bikes from bike sharing companies to the needy students in Myanmar. Over the course of last year, we have been constantly bombarded by news, videos, and photos about the massive problem that bike sharing companies have created both in China and around the world. It's actually very heartbreaking for me because I'm a big fan of sharing economy. In Shanghai, for example, I will ride about 5 kilometers per day on a bicycle. So I'm a big fan of it. So bike sharing, which is supposed to be environmental innovation to reduce traffic congestion, to reduce pollution, has today created some problem, partly because of overexpansion and human behavior. So early this year, in 2019, around February, we have reached a major tipping point, right? Two major bike-sharing companies have announced that they're going to leave the international market. They're going to retreat from Australia, from Singapore, from Europe. And secondly, one of the big companies, as everybody knows, have faced cash flow problem and also bankruptcy. So by then, I know that this problem is going to be very, very massive. It's going to be very, very big. This problem is going to be global, not just a China problem. So I told myself that I have to act now because I know that there will be many things that start with this. Bicycle manufacturers start with bicycles, logistic and warehousing companies start with bicycles, and the government and the public start with bicycles with no one to care. Where many see problems, we see opportunity, right? That's what innovation is about. At some part of the world, we have excess bicycles, too many for too little people. But at other part of the world and many developing countries, we see a lack of bicycle and wealth. People want to buy bicycles to change their life, but they can't afford one because they are poor. So by 1st of March, I realized that I have to do something about it. If I let these bicycles go to the graveyard, I can't forgive myself. So without knowing anyone and anybody, zero, I posted on my social media account asking for help, right? And magically, it happened, help happened. And this is how our whole journey started on 1st of March. So back in Myanmar, we have a very interesting set of problems. It's actually called the access to education, right? Because it's a traditional agricultural country where we are farming, so not only Myanmar, many countries in the region, they live next to their farm, so they can walk to their farm. But their schools are very, very, very far away, right? People can easily answer that, why don't they buy a bicycle, right? They can cycle to school. It's a very easy solution. But this is a solution that is a luxury to many people. Based on UNICEF, 55% of the students in Myanmar live in poverty, right? So many household income is about $100 a month. So the bicycle that costs $80 to $100 is actually a dream. They were never able to own one. As a result, many of them have to walk to school. They walk on average about 2 hours to 3 hours to school. So they only have two choices, right? We only have two choices. First is to walk to school every day. We walk, and we walk. Second choice is simple. Let's just drop out of school. Just don't study, right? It's easy. And unfortunately, 1 out of 5 Myanmar families, they decided to drop out of school. So they said, get the hell of it. I don't want to study anymore. So as a result, you saw a student, Saw Sule. He is 13 years old. He leaves his house at 6 a.m. in the morning and reaches the school at 8 a.m. He walked back to home 2 hours again, 4 hours a day on foot, regardless of the rain or regardless of shine. You have to walk. If I am in his position walking 4 hours a day, I would have dropped out of school. I wouldn't want to study anymore. So giving a bicycle is definitely a good solution, right? But it's not easy. Bicycle is expensive. A brand new bicycle costs at least about 700 RMB to 800 RMB. If you buy many bicycles, it will be very, very, very expensive. And logistic, shipping, transporting is going to be very, very expensive. It's never going to be easy. But luckily this year, right, once in a lifetime opportunity, we are able to hack the system, right? We're going to hack this first world problem for third world opportunity. What we did, we went out to buy bicycles. We're able to buy these bicycles at $15 per piece. That's about 100 RMB. Right? If you're going to tell someone that I bought a bicycle at 100 RMB 2 years ago, people think you are crazy. You must be crazy, right? But we make it happen. So far, we have bought up to both brand new and used one for about 16,000 bicycles, and we have set a target of 100,000 bicycles in the next 3 years. So by 1st of June, our bicycle finally arrived after 3 months. I consider quite a fast task. Being an entrepreneur myself, we always hack the systems. But it was never easy because we have to pay payments and coordinate loading and logistics at the port, container, shipping from different countries, from all around the world to bring them in. And even when they reach Myanmar, I have a new problem. It's actually my Myanmar custom, our Haiguan, right? Our custom. Because when I told them that I bought this bicycle so cheap, the custom don't believe me. They say, you must be kidding, your bicycle cannot be so cheap. They thought that I'm going to lie to the custom, to import it very cheap, to pay very low tax, and to make a huge money selling it, right? So, it's their job to catch me, but I said, no, this is not true. It took me almost 1 month, 3 weeks to 4 weeks to tell him that, no, I'm not trying to sell it. I paid some fine at the port, and ultimately my linking post, they believed my linking post, and they just let me pass. So after the bicycle arrived to our warehouse that you saw, we have to do 2 things before we send the bicycle out. After all, we live in a very different country. Many of the kids don't have a smartphone. Yeah? So first, we remove the smart lock, right? It's a smart lock, right? Very smart. And we make the bicycle stupid, right? Now become a stupid bicycle. And secondly, we added a back seat. I still don't understand why many companies don't want to add a back seat behind, so that when you cycle, you can carry your girlfriend, maybe your children behind. They don't add it. So we added a back seat behind the bicycle. Very small effort, very small money, very small budget. We are able to double the impact, right? Because the students can carry their brother and sisters and also their neighbor to go to the school together. Very little money, about maybe less than 10 RMB we make it, right? So Myanmar have about 8 to 9 million students. We are quite a big country, actually. So 16,000 bicycles is definitely not enough, right? So we have to prioritize our benefit. So we are helping the poorest of the poor. Our donation criteria for the first phase is for students that walk at least 2 hours per day to school. At home, they have no car, no motorcycle, no bicycle. And we also prioritize children from single family or children who are orphans, right, as a priority for this program. As a result, we started giving, children are very happy, of course, when they see the bicycle, they were like, wow, yeah, maybe ta-da, right? So good, wow, such a good buy. It's for me for free, right? So of course, we realized that after they get the bicycles, we reduce the school late rate, they're on time. We are reducing dropout and better grades so that they have more time to study and also to play. I want to share some experience in sending these bicycles. These bicycles just don't come and, just get distributed out. Myanmar is very big. Our land area is actually bigger than Thailand, right? It's actually quite big. Not as big as China, of course. So, in fact, bike-sharing companies always solve a last-mile problem, right? We talk about last mile. But our biggest problem is also last mile. We have a big last-mile problem. We have to often battle tough terrain, muddy roads, sometimes sending bicycle by boat. We have the Venice of Italy in Myanmar sometimes. And sometimes we have to even send by farming tractor. Something I want to share, in Myanmar, farming tractor is also called tolaji. Same in China. So another thing that I want to share is about, even though I'm from Myanmar, I spent about 18 years in Singapore, so I'm also a bit of a city guy. So when we first removed the smart lock, very normal, we give them a stupid lock, right? A manual lock with a lock, a chain. So we started giving out first 1,000 bicycles to the students in the village with a lock that you saw, this red lock. So when we start giving out, we realized that, hey, something is wrong because every bicycle in the school by other children have no lock. They have no lock, right? It means that the people in their place, they don't steal. People in the city, we steal, yeah? People in the village, they don't steal. So until we start the program after that, we don't add any more locks because I realized that, hey, when we're looking at this program, we shouldn't always use a city mindset to look at a village problem, right? This is something that we really should learn. Second thing that we have learned is that at this program Move, I received very, very good things and also some interesting comments that are also good and also silly. So when we start giving out the bicycle, people ask me, are your bicycles too big? Right? Are they too old? Are they safe? Why don't you give them a helmet? And some people email me, you should give them a helmet. If not, they fall down, they will die, right? The car hit them, many, many problems. So I say, no, maybe you're right, but this photo is a very good contrast of what the students in Myanmar they are using right now. This little boy is very short, as you can see, malnutrition. So his butt cannot touch the bicycle, right? But he is able to carry his little brother, which is much smaller than him, on a bicycle that is very old, rusty, and there is no brake in a bicycle, right? So if you're in a city, you're wealthy, you want the best. But in their places, all they want is to get from point A to point B, right? They want to have better access to education. They don't need a luxury, they don't need a mountain bike, they don't need anything. They just want to get from point A to point B. So when you look at a problem, we shouldn't always use a city level, right? Are they safe on Australia? In Australia, you need a helmet to ride. We shouldn't use that mindset to look at other issues around the world. So we calculated our impact of our bicycle. One bicycle is able to save 430 hours of traveling time per year, per bike. For 16,000 bicycles that we have done, we're able to save 6.88 million hours per year. As we add a back seat, we assume that 60% of the students will ride with their siblings and neighbors. We are able to benefit 24,000 students. So as a result, they're able to reduce dropout rate, have better grades, and this will carry them to their tertiary education, to their university to get a degree or a diploma, right? The reason is they get a better job, a higher income, so that they can help themselves and also their family to get out of the poverty cycle. So once our program started, we have received a lot of global attention, both China and around the world. So we have so far shipped bicycles from all around the world. I hope that I have a reindeer to help me, right? So we have bicycles from USA, we have shipped bicycles from Netherlands, from China, from Japan, from Malaysia, and from Singapore to Myanmar. It's like a massive logistic operations. So in this photo, you will see that we also not only remove yellow bike from China, we also move orange bicycle from USA. It's from another bike sharing company from USA. We also got donated free bicycles from the Netherlands government, from Amsterdam. These are some of the photos that we removed. So lastly, before we make a good social impact about helping students, we also have done our good part for our Mother Earth. We calculated that every bicycle, we are able to save 14.1 kg of steel and 2.75 kg of rubber. In total, for 16,000 bicycles, we are able to save 225 tons of steel and 44 tons of rubber, right? So before we even recycle them or give them a graveyard or throw them away, we should always think, can we recycle, even we recycle them, these bicycles, we waste a lot of energy and resources to manufacture them. Even if we recycle, we will use more energy and more pollution in the process of recycling them. Can we really reuse and redistributing them? So before I end my talk, I want the audience to have some takeaway, right? So definitely we all agree that before we even recycle, we should really reduce and reuse for sure. And this program has so far been not only a Myanmar thing, right? We are able to, in fact, we have somehow exported our idea to our neighboring countries. We have people from Cambodia, from Bangladesh, from Nepal, from Laos, from Africa, interested to do the similar program, right? To inspire others to do that. And lastly, I always think, can we do more than just bicycles, right? Why don't we do wheelchair from developed countries to send this used wheelchair to poor hospital in developing countries? Can we do more than just bicycle? Can we do more? So before you throw anything away, I understand Shanghai is doing some, waste management, right? One man's trash is always another man's treasure. So student Saw Sule, as you saw, he now cycles 1 hour to school instead of walking 4 hours. We have helped his life change a lot. But one thing that I have done something bad maybe is that I have stopped him from becoming a very good marathon runner. Thank you.